Welcome, everyone. Another episode of New Tales Retold. Today, we're discussing WandaVision, episode 8. Doing our little Easter egg hunt. So, big spoiler alert, since it did come out today. I know we don't usually do spoiler alerts because we,
Usually wait.
have
Good
posted
while.
way long after. But, so it gets right into it in the beginning. Just after our little Marvel intro, we get our Marvel symbol and it goes from red to purple. So showing our Wanda was in control of the show, but Agnes is now, which is pretty cool because it fits because we see it throughout the episode. It's
Yeah.
like, it's not Wanda's show anymore.
Yeah, like someone took control
Yeah.
for the episode. Someone's like, okay, time to take
Yeah.
control. And
and
it
then-
was Agnes all along.
Yeah, Agnes all around. And then we get right there, right after we get Salem, 1963,
Oh,
during the Salem
yes.
witch trials. But interestingly enough, as just like in the comic, I think it was I thought Steve Englehart's Vision of the Scarlet Witch, kind of similar to that comic where Agnes is getting burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Them out of
But, you
for
know, they
similar
gotta,
to a similar reason, them being afraid of
they
her.
gotta keep it PG so they
Yeah,
can't
so-
burn her at the stake.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too. That would be insane.
That would be intense.
Interestingly enough, though, it's her mom.
Yes, leading.
It's her mom,
the
and
witches.
not well, just other witches,
Which I feel like it's
in the
kind of
universe.
weird. Because did they
Right?
ever go into her family in the comics?
I don't know. Not that I've seen. Sorry.
No, yeah, so you can just
Yeah.
take that part out.
Uh,
Because I had to do that.
Yeah, not that I've seen, but they accuse her of using dark magic, and it makes me wonder if it's similar to like, what Celius is doing, which we can
Yeah,
discuss
like
later.
Dormammu, like Dark Dimension.
Yeah,
That would
get
make
into the
sense.
magic aspect, cause
Especially the way they kind of like give specific magic, specific names. Like
especially
dark magic, dark dimension.
yeah, exactly, and then especially in the next scene, we get right into Wanda, Agnes talking to Wanda and her having her floating in the air. That's such a
Yeah.
wild way to
Yeah,
keep someone
when the
there.
handcuffs and everything, that was
Yeah,
just
right.
crazy. Oh, we talk
Um,
about finally what the symbols were.
Yeah, they
There
were
we go.
runes. They were protection runes, so
Yes.
only she can use her magic within those walls. But we still don't get any answer for the what do you call it, the goat head.
Oh
of
yeah,
it,
she didn't say anything about that. And she
um,
said there was a
how do you
bunch of
pronounce his name
doors.
again? We finally figured out how to pronounce his name. How do we pronounce his name?
Cthon?
Oh, Kathan. Yes, Kathan.
Cthon.
But in that scene, she mentions Pietro being fake.
She never
and-
mentions Pietro being fake. She mentions possessing him.
No, she says fake troll. She makes a joke, fake troll. But then when in that scene, she was pretty much saying that she couldn't use necromancy because his body
Yeah, was unavailable.
So it's like, okay, so if that's a random person
How did you give that random
Yeah.
person these memories?
and the power,
Yeah.
which we can get to when
Which
we
is weird.
our theory video, but it's a good like what the guy do in Bolt? We're gonna put a pin on it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put a pin on it.
We'll just leave that right there. But
We're
then
gonna leave that
and then
right
we
there.
also see that the rabbit's not a rabbit. The rabbit fucking eats the bird.
It's the
tosses
fly.
bird. Well, yeah, the
It
fly
turned
would
back to a
turn-
fly.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When she
Yeah,
tossed
we-
it back, it turned to a fly.
Then we get a little lesson of
Magic.
magic and how
A little.
getting to the basics, and I'm hoping this is gonna be a broader thing, especially with Doctor Strange's Multiverse
Yes.
of Madness.
We go more
Um,
into it.
Yeah, hell yeah. One thing that scene did point out is that yes, Agnes is strong.
But she has her limits.
Yeah, and she's super interested in Wanda
Yeah.
because she's like like, how are you doing all this? And then even Wanda's just like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
like,
it's
I
like,
don't know anything about magic.
which they tease that a little later on with Wanda's flashback. Not later on, right after. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing was about. This whole episode was just about Wanda.
Because immediately after she used, oh sorry, immediately after she used Wanda's hair to cast a spell and get into the first memory, which was of
her childhood.
Yeah, her childhood with
it was her childhood. Yeah, she walks in immediately. It's her mom opening the door for the dad.
Yeah.
He has the videos. He's trying to sell them, but he can't sell them. They're all in English.
Yeah, because they're learning English. Like the Sokovian out. So we immediately see where she got the whole sitcom idea from.
Yeah.
Obsessed with
right
them.
there.
And that scene had both of us like, what the fuck? Because it
like we knew that happened to her family, but it's just like we didn't know they were gonna show it at that moment. So
yeah, like that was a full surprise, and usually we know a little bit of the episode going in.
Yeah.
So that was a really crazy shock, and
like,
the even bigger shock was she apparently had her power.
Yeah, already.
To some extent.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if they follow what the comics did on making her more of a witch rather than a mutant.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if, like, okay, she was a witch. She had some sort of witchcraft ability naturally in her.
Yeah.
You know, and then I mean it just makes sense because making her a mutant doesn't make sense when you really look at her ability. Like she's a witch
maybe her telekinesis.
Yeah.
Not telekinesis. Telepathy.
Yeah. But that's
when she going into people's minds.
Exactly. I think that's pretty much about it, though. Everything else is her, pretty much tapping into another individual's power.
Because look, she was able to try. She attempted to do it with Agnes.
Mm-hmm.
Can't use magic. So how could she still try to go into Agnes's mind if she can't use magic?
Yeah.
And you could tell that it activated a bit because her eyes turned red.
Yeah, she's like, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. Which it didn't answer where she got the big guns. The big guns, it was answered right after her next memory following with the scepter.
Oh yes, she's like yeah, you did some little spell like that, but like
what did she do though? Right, to go back to that,
it was a probability hex.
Yeah, and that's a big reference.
Yeah,
big comic reference. That's pretty much one of her, I guess you could say, many ways of using
kind of
power.
A spell in a way.
Yeah,
it's a spell.
They used to always. I remember, man. I wish I could remember the exact sentence, the exact line from a comic. It was talking about how all of her power is like probability, but it was an old comic. It was an older comic. A lot has changed since, but yeah, we get to the scepter, which I'm gonna be excited to see everyone's theories on this because it went to her. Like it went to her.
Yeah, it like floated and like
and she was like drawn to it as well.
As if there was something inside of it.
And then when it cracks open, and which is weird because that means it closed again because Ultron opens it over back in like in Age of Ultron, unless that's the only thing that makes sense. Unless only she saw it open.
I was gonna say that because remember they said what happened in there, and when they showed the video, it showed her standing there, and then she was just on the floor.
But they themselves saw that light because it panned out.
Yeah, just the light. So
to show that they were like, what the fuck's going on, and she sees herself.
What looks like
herself, the comic herself.
Yeah,
and that because I gotta make sure we just do Easter eggs. Cause we'll go for 3 hours if we start going with this, but that gives me thoughts of like, is Scarlet Witch more than just an individual? But we could talk about that later on.
It's kind of like like
you see
the way
what I'm
Agnes said it, it seems like it is a person. It's not an idea. It is like
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah, I see what you mean. We'll get to it with
Yeah.
the theory video, but even then when she was doing those experiments, she was still watching her sitcoms. Never.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, she
Never.
was.
Yeah, never at all. Like stopped doing it,
We see.
which I respect because it's like what she did. Everything is based off sitcoms, so it's like,
Yeah.
I would hope she was a diehard fan of them.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's true.
And then the next one was they took. I'm assuming was immediately, like not immediately, but right after Pietro died in Age of Ultron with her and Vision.
No, it was like around like around. It was
Age of-
probably not long before Civil War.
because she said that was my first home. It seemed like that was after because she was talking about Pietro.
'Cause remember, she was there for a while.
Yeah. So I think it was in between. I think it's in between Civil War and Age of
You
Ultron.
locked me in my room.
Right, and they gave us a more like heartfelt moment rather than the other flashbacks.
Yeah.
It was like he was the only one that she had because like she said she felt alone. He was like, oh, that's all I know.
Yeah.
I'm always alone.
He's trying to tell her it's better to have loved than lost than to never have loved at all.
Yeah, exactly. And they have that little the little awkward moment. They're staring at each other in the eye, but he don't know what to do.
Yeah.
She's giving him the kiss me look, and he's just like.
That is true. That's so funny. He's just there like and then
that
he
was
laughs
a
at the at the
yeah, at the
what was she watching? Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, that was
cool.
that was so awesome.
After that, that's when she's like, she wants to know like what caused everything.
Yeah, she's like, what's it? Like we're almost
Yeah, we're
up to
almost there.
juicy stuff.
You're getting to the point where
Yeah.
you were talking about you're feeling lonely, you're feeling alone.
And then they get to showing us the lie, the big lie.
Yes, the big lie.
Yeah, Wanda visits
Sword.
Sword. You know what's funny? In my notes, I wrote down Shield. I don't know why. I can't stop doing that.
It's Sword now. Shield is no longer. They are no longer on the defense. They are on the offense.
Yes, this is true. Whoa, sorry. And with that, big offense was them doing something on Vision. What he was telling. Well, when she gets there, she clearly asked to come in.
Yes, and they let her in.
And they let her in. She just decided to use her own key, which was a bad idea.
Yes.
Just
used against
and then
her.
breaking the glass after their discussion. Breaking the glass doesn't help either. But
Yeah, which
during the
yeah.
discussion,
She was gonna
Hayward
snap,
said-
but she kind of calmed herself at that moment.
Mhm.
It looked like she was gonna like.
Yeah, and
Really?
she realized let me show Vision wouldn't want this. But yo, Hayward's a dick.
Yo, telling everyone she stole his body. She didn't even have his body.
Not even that, just the things he said to her. It was like he tried to be empathetic,
Yeah, but he
and
wasn't.
then in
at
the
whole-
end was like, let me just slap you in the face.
Yeah.
And
Like-
it's like, he's not yours.
Yeah.
You know, and when she breaks the glass to go look at him to really
See,
really check
he's
if
not
he's
Hayward's
there.
either.
He's not. He's
Technically, he's property of
Wakanda's.
Stark
He's
Industry.
property of Wakanda. He's made out of
And there's that
by-
too, yeah, 50% Stark, 50% Wakanda.
Yeah, like, get out of here.
Like, it's not your property.
Yeah, in that part, when she did that little thing to see if he was there, my mind thought, because afterwards she actually leaves, so we see he lied.
She walks away.
She never stole the body, but that part made me think, did she awaken something and he like returned to her? That was my first thought when I saw her do that. But as we see later on,
Yeah, have a little
yeah,
theory about that. Maybe they explain it. Next
he
episode.
also mentions while he's talking to her, right? He mentions about her about a spouse being able to bring their loved one
Oh,
back, and she looks at him like, "What are you talking about? I can't do that." So Hayward's clearly done his homework on superpowered people,
yeah,
and
Hayward.
the fact that he knows what she's capable of and she doesn't makes me wonder what type of homework he's doing and who he's talking to.
Yeah, it really does.
'Cause
Like, how does he know so much?
That there's a reason why he became the director of SWORD. Then, if that's the type of like
Knowledge
pull he has. And then we get a visit of Westview.
Oh, we see Westview before the anomaly.
Yes, we see everyone doing their normal stuff. Her,
Dennis.
Dennis, and Dennis looks so sad delivering his food.
Yeah, Mrs. Hart.
Makes you wonder, like how in the comic when Wanda created those fake
They
realities,
gave everyone what they wanted.
and make you
Yeah.
wonder if she did the same thing here, get the
Mhm.
jobs they wanted, the family life they wanted, and
Yeah. Well,
maybe he always wanted to be a mailman.
Pietro said it.
Yeah, that's true. He kind of confirmed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of confirmed that. Pietro, I can't wait to talk about him because doesn't even make sense. And in that scene, we see that they had a house. We see they had a plot.
Yeah, they
They
purchased
had
it there in Westview.
space, and they were gonna grow old there. I don't think Vision. would've
Vision
really
grows old,
grown
but you
old,
know,
but yeah,
maybe he might rust.
maybe.
Never
Yeah,
know.
decay a
Does
little
does
bit.
vibranium rust?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like it does.
Throw some coke on there. You're fine.
Can't do that to Wanda though.
Right? Start bathing her.
Make the rusting go away.
But yeah, we see them, and that's when she releases the big guns. She cries,
yes.
and all of the Westview changes. So yeah,
entire
she
everything
creates the
Westview.
house,
You see,
and then
everything go black
Vision
and white.
comes out of her. That's the crazy shit. Vision comes out of her
Yeah.
in a different color, in the yellow energy,
Yeah.
and it's
What
like
do you mean
is
a
she
different color?
when she was creating Westview, it was all red, right? The whole hex and
Uh-huh.
everything was red. Now
He was coming out yellow.
coming out-
Yes.
yeah, yellow. Did I say a
It was
different
like
color?
yellow. No,
Did I say yellow?
you just said a different color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was coming out yellow. So it makes me wonder if at some point with her, does she have a connection with the stone?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe either when she touched it or when she destroyed it, she maybe absorbed something from it.
Right? Absorb the power and
Yeah.
somehow.
But
We'll get
it's
to that though, because I have that in my.
but it's weird
with the- in
because
my
it's like,
theories.
why can't Vision leave the hex then? If she kind
Yes.
of created him. Because Monica's clothes, when they brought it back, it didn't revert back.
Yeah, and that's just bulletproof too.
Yeah, and it stood bulletproof. So it's like, it's weird.
I have an idea on that.
Wait.
Wait, or and then afterward, we finally see the background, what Wanda is looking at the entire time.
Oh, yes. What everyone is looking at.
Agnes is sitting, and she's clapping in a rhythm. I honestly, someone out there must know what type of rhythm. It has to be a song. Toward the
Yeah?
end, she starts to clap in a little rhythm. Yeah, and I was listening to it like,
I thought she was just clapping.
alright, going with it, but yeah, I had no idea.
And then she
Um,
disappears.
Yeah, does a little snappity snap, and then she's back on the street, and her
Of Westview.
very, very, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed in her outfit.
Maybe it looked off because she's flying.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just like,
Because, they had to make her look like she's in the air.
something about her when she was on all the other scenes just made her seem scarier. Then when that scene, she just, I don't know. She looked like a witch, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it
She
could've
seems
done a
like
little
she's
better with
scared
the
herself.
costume.
She's
But she
scared.
definitely looks scary. She looks, yeah. And then we
she seems
finally-
scared.
And she even was it in? It's in that scene that she finally refers. She refers to this girl as Scarlet. Yeah, she refers to Scarlet Witch's magic as hex magic.
Oh, she did.
I
Yes,
remember you
earlier.
mentioned that, and it was
yeah.
like how
Darcy-
does she know
Darcy
that
said
name when
hex.
Darcy made it up?
Made it up.
Made it up, right? Imagine.
right? She's magical.
Doctor Strange probably in the background somewhere.
She's
They
a
just didn't want to
sorceress.
use, one of his movies on his contract, so like, let's put him
Yeah,
in the background. um, and this time we didn't forget the after credit scene.
Oh yes, like last time.
This time
forgot.
we actually waited for it, and in
Didn't
our
even
in our
know.
defense, they weren't doing after credit scenes for the first whole half of the show, and then they just wanted to randomly throw them in
Yeah,
there.
the one episode we didn't check.
Yeah, for real. We always check too, and then this time we were like, okay, they're not gonna do it. They never do. The after credit scene is big. I feel like the after credit scene is like,
Yeah, like
that's anti-Vision.
yeah, pretty much.
And we're definitely not gonna get the same story when he was introduced, because obviously he wasn't introduced in a story that's like this that's happening. I'm not gonna lie, I can't even go into detail about the story because I don't really know it that much. I've only briefly looked
Yeah.
through anti-Vision, but it pretty much fully confirms Hayward's lie that he still had the body the whole
Yeah,
time,
the entire time.
and they
I had it for a while because he said they put him apart and put him back together
yeah,
millions of times.
and it never worked. And then our other theory of what we were talking about last time is true. They were trying to figure out what they can do with the power that
Yeah,
was
with the
still coming
drone.
off of the drone, which is, you pointed something out that Hayward said. There's a certain thing he says in that scene, the way he says it, of they tried all the different powers under the sun. He said something about, we need all the power. We tried all the different powers left.
Oh, we should have gone to the now we're going to the source or something like that.
We
Like, what
should've
does he
went to
mean
the
by that? To
source.
the source,
Yeah, the source of what? Like,
the Infinity Stone. If that's the case, how does he know?
I mean, I feel like at this point the Infinity Stones are like general knowledge.
No, but I
in
mean,
the
how does he
MCU.
know Wanda's connection to it? And like, how does he know Wanda did have a connection to it or anything at all?
Because I think I remember them mentioning that they knew that they were experimenting on with the Mind Stone.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what are the chances of her being able to the power of the Mind Stone being inside of her? Yeah, it changed her. That's all I knew. They thought she was just super powered after it,
Yeah.
and it's just like he like knew. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is gonna work.
Well, I mean, they hinted at it when he was like, when he mentioned her bringing Vision
Yeah.
back to life, and she was like, I can't do that.
The one
In
woman.
that scene right there,
being able
actually,
to do
yeah,
it.
right there, he confirmed that she can do it. It's
Like,
like,
he
use
knew.
her power.
It's weird. He
We're
knows a
gonna.
lot.
He knows way too much. Who's Hayward? Who is he?
Found out who Dennis was. He's just a pizza
Right?
man.
I know, and I really thought he was like somebody big. Like the smile he had
Yeah.
when Wanda and Monica were fighting, I was like, yo, he's the guy. It's him.
Mephisto.
And then now he's just pissed off delivering pizza
Yeah.
to the Ninja Turtles.
Right now they're gonna fuck with him.
Poor Dennis.
They're not gonna pay full price for their late pizza.
No, never. Why? Who would? Who would? Never.
That's why they don't give us times anymore.
Right? They just like, it'll be
It's-
there soon.
It's an estimated time, so it might be false.
But I think that was it, right? Was that all the Easter eggs we caught?
Yeah, there
'Cause
wasn't
it was
really
it was straightforward. Like
giving
last
us
episode.
just giving us a lot.
Yeah.
Giving us
Which
so
I
much.
don't mind. It
Was called previously on.
yeah.
It was giving us a lot of flashbacks. That was the point of the episode.
Yeah.
So
And we can get to theorizing another time, so we don't make a 2.5 hour video.
so it's yeah.
So we're hoping to have that one up early next week. Well, this week coming. So
Yeah.
look forward to
hopefully before the next
it. Yeah.
episode.
Yes, definitely before the next episode, before the final episode. Let's fight for it. But
Alright.
thank you all for watching. Please subscribe. Put a nice thumbs up. Yeah, nice thumbs up. We'll see you guys soon.